Jermain Charlo's disappearance has haunted Montana and the broader United States since June 2018. At just 23 years old, this vibrant Indigenous woman vanished from the streets of Missoula, leaving behind a family, a community, and a legacy that has become a symbol for the thousands of missing Indigenous women across North America. Her story resurfaced in the national spotlight with CBS's investigative series, 48 Hours, in the episode titled Where is Jermain Charlo?, bringing renewed attention to the troubling circumstances of her disappearance and the legal challenges surrounding her case. Jermain Charlo was a proud member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes, known for her fierce independence, strong sense of family, and determination. Born and raised in Montana, she had hopes of stability, a future with her loved ones, and the possibility of motherhood. Yet, she was navigating a volatile relationship with Michael DeFrance, a man with a history of alleged violence and gun-related offenses. Understanding her cultural background is key. Not only does it frame her story as an individual tragedy, but it also highlights the systemic crisis of missing Indigenous women in the U.S. On the night of June 15, 2018, Jermain was last seen on surveillance footage leaving a downtown Missoula bar. She had planned to visit her grandmother, but she never arrived. Witnesses reported seeing her enter a Ford Explorer, believed to have been driven by Michael DeFrance. The following day, her cell phone's last signal was traced to Evaro Hill, a remote area between Missoula and the Flathead Indian Reservation. This solitary ping became a critical piece of evidence and a chilling indicator that foul play may have occurred. Michael DeFrance, Jermain's on again, off again boyfriend, emerged as a central figure in the case. Despite prior legal issues, including a gun-related conviction that was later vacated on a technicality, he remained a person of interest. In October 2023, a Missoula grand jury indicted DeFrance for Jermain's murder in what is known as a no-body homicide case, a rare and legally complex situation where a murder charge is brought without the physical remains of the victim. These cases require prosecutors to build a strong circumstantial case, often relying heavily on forensic evidence, cell data, witness testimony, and behavioral analysis. Media coverage has played a vital role in keeping Jermain's story alive. CBS's 48 Hours episode not only detailed the timeline and forensic leads of the case but also highlighted the tireless efforts of her family. Her grandmother and cousin have fought for years to ensure that Jermain is not forgotten and that the case receives the attention it deserves. Their advocacy has also brought focus to the National Campaign for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, MMIW, a movement dedicated to addressing the disproportionate rate of violence faced by Indigenous women. Legal challenges in the case extend beyond the complexities of a no-body homicide. Jermain's tribal affiliation introduced jurisdictional issues, as crimes involving Indigenous individuals often require coordination between tribal, state, and federal authorities. This fragmented system can slow investigations and complicate prosecutions, highlighting the systemic barriers that many Native communities face when seeking justice. Evidence against DeFrance has been largely circumstantial but compelling. Her cell phone data placed her with him in a remote wooded area just before she vanished. Throughout police interrogations, DeFrance reportedly gave inconsistent statements. Witnesses, including friends of Jermain, described a pattern of domestic abuse and controlling behavior. While no physical body has been recovered, investigators have pieced together these threads to build a case strong enough to proceed with charges. Jermain's family has worked tirelessly to advocate for justice. From organizing candlelight vigils to speaking directly with lawmakers, they have refused to let her case fade into obscurity. Her story has helped raise awareness about systemic neglect of Indigenous victims, prompting calls for better interagency cooperation, improved tribal police resources, and national databases to track missing persons. No-body homicide cases like this one challenge conventional legal approaches. Prosecutors must convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt without the most obvious evidence: a body, murder, weapon, or confession. How the Charlo case progresses could set important precedents, particularly for Indigenous communities and rural areas where disappearances frequently go unresolved. As of June 2025, more than 6 years after her disappearance, Jermain Charlo remains missing. The indictment of Michael DeFrance, however, provides a measure of hope that justice may still be served. Her story continues to shed light on the crisis of missing Indigenous women, the legal gaps that hinder swift action, and the resilience of families who refuse to give up. Jermain Charlo's name has become a rallying cry, a reminder that even decades-old disappearances deserve attention, investigation, and accountability. Her story is not just a single tragedy. It represents a national epidemic, a call for systemic change, and the ongoing fight of families who demand that their loved ones are not forgotten.